What's up, nerds? Welcome back to Real Reserve, where we talk about all things related to movies and physical media. In today's video, we're going to be talking about a few of the reasons why I choose to collect physical media. I've seen some different people talking about this online, and I think that's an interesting subject because everyone has their own reasons. So these are mine. Before I start rambling, put your reasons for why you collect physical media down in the comments below. The first reason is what I like to call convenience versus choice. With the increasing prevalence of streaming platforms, we're really faced with a trade-off between the convenience of being able to go onto a platform and have access to thousands and thousands of different titles versus the choice of what we actually want to watch. So essentially, we've traded our choice of high quality content for the convenience of having immediate access to a large library of content. Netflix really rose to popularity whenever I was in high school, and I can remember the quality of content from that era. Back in my day, pretty much any movie that you could think of from a large, reputable studio was available on Netflix, and the supply of high quality movies and TV shows was pretty much constant. Fast forward to today, and the content catalog of Netflix is slim pickings compared to what it once was. So there's really been a noticeable shift from quality to quantity. I can browse the Netflix catalog for 15 to 20 minutes and be bombarded with thousands of movies and TV shows, but really nothing that I truly want to see. And I'm not just picking on Netflix here. I think this ideology applies pretty much across the board to all streaming platforms: Hulu, Peacock, Max, you name it. In the past 10 years or so, we've seen a pretty consistent decline in the quality of content made available on all these platforms. And I think choice is important here. Across all these platforms, the content that's made available is constantly changing. A movie or TV show that you want to watch may be available today, but due to licensing restrictions and contracts, it could be taken off of the platform at any minute. I can't count the number of times where I knew a particular streaming service had a movie available, only to find out whenever I went to actually watch it that it had been taken down. But I can give you an example. So a movie that I've been meaning to rewatch for some time was The Last Voyage of the Demeter. It was released onto Max after it did its theater run, but I just hadn't got around to watching it again. Until one day when I was digging through the discount DVD bin at Walmart and I noticed this copy for $7. Now, in that moment, I knew I better grab this because, like I said, I'd been meaning to go back and watch it again, but I knew that whenever I went home to watch it on Max, it was gonna be taken down. So I made the decision to go ahead and pick this up, and whenever I got home, before I went to watch it, I checked Max to see if it was still available, and guess what? It wasn't. The next reason that I choose to collect physical media is ownership. Although we don't technically have ownership of the IP that's stored on the disc, we have complete control over it. And that means that I'm not subject to any type of online catalog or availability. What if I want to watch a really odd or obscure horror film? If I own that movie physically, that means that I can watch it unedited and uncensored at any time. Or if I know someone else who wants to watch it, I can let them borrow that physical copy. The main point here is having permanent access to the movies and TV shows that I want to watch. For example, last night, I really wanted to watch Wedding Crashers with Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson. And because I own that physically, I was able to watch it instantly without having to go online and search for which streaming service has it available and hope that the one that has it available is one that I subscribe to. Another good example of this is actually Courage the Cowardly Dog. This show has made the rounds on all of the different streaming platforms as the licensing and rights have changed hands. But because I own this physically, the complete series, I can watch it whenever, wherever, and however I want to. And although it's not a major point of contention for me, physically owning the content that I want to watch does not make me subject to any type of editing after the fact or censorship. Don't get me wrong, there are things in the entertainment media that we consume that are problematic, but by owning something physically, I control and I decide on whether or not I want to consume that particular content. The next reason for why I choose to collect physical media is offline access. My ability to watch any and all of the TV shows and movies that you see behind me is completely independent of an internet connection. So if Spectrum decides that I shouldn't have internet today, or that I'm not worthy of a fast, reliable connection, I can still watch all of this. I also never have to worry about any type of ad interrupting my viewing experience, because nothing destroys the immersion of a movie quite like an ad for Dawn dish detergent. Then there's buffering and freezing. Don't you just love when you're engaged and invested in the plot of something and that buffering wheel pops up? The last time that I tried to watch a movie at home while it was still in theaters, it was buffering non-stop. I immediately stopped the movie, went online, and pre-ordered the Blu-ray release. And that movie was actually Nosferatu starring Bill Skarsgård, and boy am I glad I waited for the 4K release of this. There was also a time a few weeks ago where my internet provider was doing overnight maintenance. Well, whenever they finished the maintenance, they left an improper connection, so my internet never came back on. And ultimately, it took 3 days to get a technician to come out, diagnose, and correct the problem that they had left during that maintenance period. During that time, even though I wasn't able to play games online or surf the internet via Wi-Fi, I was still able to watch whatever I wanted. The next reason that I choose to collect physical media is the ever-increasing cost of streaming. In doing 30 seconds worth of research, I've got all the current prices of the major streaming platforms. Starting with Netflix, their standard subscription with ads starts at $17.99. That same subscription without ads is $25 a month. Moving on to Hulu, their standard membership with ads is $7.99 a month. That same subscription without the ads is $17.99 a month. For Max, their base level membership with ads is $9.99 per month. That same subscription without ads is $20.99 per month. How about Disney? Their base level subscription with ads is $7.99 per month. The same subscription without ads is $13.99. You've also got Peacock, Paramount, Crunchyroll, Screambox, Criterion, etc. So in order to have access to a large variety of content from various outlets, you're easily looking at $100 a month. Some people find success in canceling their subscriptions and re-upping them whenever content becomes available that they want to watch, but in my opinion, that's not really viable. In my case, I am not going to consistently go through the hassle and the nonsense that it's going to take to cancel these subscriptions only to re-enable them when something becomes available that I want to see. Don't get me wrong, I do have subscriptions to a couple of different streaming platforms, but the physical media that I own is the bulk of the content that I consume on a regular basis. And I don't mean that in an elitist sense, in that I think that I'm holier than thou because I have this wall of movies behind me. I say that because I genuinely hate looking online for 20 to 25 minutes to find something to watch, because ultimately we're really paying more for lower quality content. The next reason why I choose to collect physical media is because it's really a commodity. And while some being more than others, all of the movies and TV shows that I have in my collection, whether it be DVD, VHS, or Blu-ray, have some intrinsic value, meaning that I can sell or trade pretty much anything in my collection if I find something else that I want to take its place. And with the varying values of movies like I mentioned before, there is no shortage of supply of cheap physical media. They say the best time to plant a tree was yesterday, but the next best time is today, and in my opinion, the best time to start collecting physical media is right now. Like I've mentioned in previous videos, there are tons and tons of places that you can go in order to find used movies and TV shows for $1 to $2 a piece. And with how these things tend to go, it's safe to assume that the value of some physical media across various formats is going to go up significantly in the coming years. I think this will be especially true if we continue to move in the direction of digital media. We saw this in the boom of market prices related to retro video games during the pandemic, and the same thing could happen for movies. Of course, I don't think physical media should be your retirement plan, but keep in mind, physical media is going to be harder to find in the coming years, and some movies will cease to exist if not maintained. The final reason for why I collect physical media is because it's just plain fun. It's hard to beat the thrill of going into a thrift store and finding a movie that you've been looking for a really good price. It's also fun to collect physical media because of all the cool artwork that continues to be released. In the end, these aren't just movies, but things that can be displayed and talked about. With all that out of the way, those are the reasons why I choose to collect physical media. If you made it to this point in the video, thanks so much for watching. Like, share, subscribe, do all the things, and I'll see you on the next one.